possibly in your house. If you have a room or you have your room to yourself, that's your workspace. If you have other people in the house at the time you are in the house, then you need to have your own workspace where then, okay, from 8 to 4 or 5 p.m., this person is at work. Possibly I've told them I want to go on break by 12 to 1. So possibly you put a do not disturb on your door if you have to come to that, so that they know you are focused and you are concentrating on your work and you get things done. Then you use what we call time blocking also. So when you use time blocking, you work more effectively, and that way you get more delivered. Then you protect your focus from the always on trap. So always on is usually always online, maybe always online on WhatsApp, always online on Instagram. You need to protect your focus from that. So maybe you have a time block for when you just want to check your messages of WhatsApp, possibly your line manager or anybody you are with contact you through, so that you can focus more on work. Because really, social media is one of the things that will take your attention away from work. The intentional visibility. So once you're working remotely, you have to be intentional about being seen in your remote office. You have to speak up at virtual meetings. You have to share updates publicly. Most, not even most, but all remote work, you use Slack or you use Discord or you have your inbuilt messenger. You could use Google Meet also. Google Meet as a chat model. So you need to be visible. Don't just be there doing your work and say, okay, yeah, I'm doing work, I'm delivering. I don't need to let anyone see me. Let them see you, be visible. Let them know you are there. Let them know you're, apart from delivering your tasks, you're making an impact also by contributing and always being visible. Don't be in silent ghost mode in the digital world. Then how to thrive in a remote hybrid world. This is a continuation. Proactive connection. So you always need to create proactive connection with your work colleagues. You're here in Nigeria, they're there in Canada or the US. You need to schedule virtual coffee chats with them, maybe your line manager, or maybe your subordinates, or maybe your colleague that you are doing the same thing. Then also engage in non-work channels. So on Slack, on Discord, you could have some other channels that are not work related. It could be football, it could be pets, it could be gaming. That way you get to know people, that way you get to mix with people, and more or less you are doing some things out of the office. Then build rapport, not just report. So every time you send in your weekly report or daily report, it's not just about sending your report, you need to build rapport. You need to build that connection with them so that they can always reach out to you. You can always reach out to them even after office hours. So those are the things you need to thrive in a remote hybrid world. Then thriving remotely isn't about luck, really. It's a skill set. You need to build the skill set. It requires being a brilliant communicator, which we talked about. Don't say, I'm a shy person. I just want to be by myself and deliver my work. You need to be a good communicator. You have to go out of your shell. That comes with being visible also. Fiercely protecting your focus, making your work visible so that others can see your contribution. This part is very important. Don't just be contributing without others seeing your contribution. You need to let them see, because you're working remotely, everybody is everywhere scattered. Yeah, things are getting job, projects are getting delivered, but they don't know who is getting it delivered. They might know you by your name, but they don't know you by face. And that way, they won't know who to give a pat on the back or who to give an award to. You need to be visible. You need to let them see you. And you need to actively build your network within the company, make friends, chat, and other stuff. These things are very important. You're building a career that goes to this start. Your career is your startup. You are the CEO. So people start up business and you are the CEO. Your career is your own startup. You are the CEO. And as a CEO is how you drive your career, the direction you drive it, that's where it's going to go. And you can build them on these 4 pillars: T-shaped skills, deep expertise in one area, the vertical, and broad knowledge in others, the horizontal. So like a letter T, you should have T-shaped skills. So have an expertise in one area. You're very good. That is why you were hired. But also you should have broad knowledge in other area also. So that gives you the skill to be able to manage a lot of other things. A curated network, that's the second core pillar. Your network is linked to your network. I know we hear that a lot. We hear that a lot. Your network is your network. That's a shorter version. So your network is linked to your network. So if you have a good network, your network will be a lot, because that means you can call any one of them out at any point in time and get things done or get hired for jobs you don't even ask for or submit application for. And that way you need to build genuine relationship. The third pillar is a proof of work portfolio. So as you're working, you need to be gathering evidences, you need to be gathering the portfolio for your work, which for developers, backend, front end, full stack. You can do that
Excuse
on
me,
GitHub for other people.
can I say something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yes.
Are you moving your slides? I don't know. Your slide is
Is the
actually
slide not moving? No.
it's not moving on
The
our
slide is not
screen.
moving.
Not moving, sir.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, I said no, it's not moving, sir. The slides are not moving. It's still on the first
Oh,
slide.
really? Wow, you should have. Are you kidding me? Okay, hold on. Let me stop sharing. I think I might know what the problem is. It happens all the time. Just give me
Oh,
a minute. So you should have him after like the second or third slide. I won't know.
We
Just give
didn't
me a
know when
minute.
you moved to the next slide.
Sorry about that. Can you see it now?
No, sir.
You can't see my screen.
It just came up, but it's still the first slide.
Okay, just hold on. Did it move to the second one?
No. Yes.
it has moved. It has moved.
Okay. Is it moving now?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so let me just flip through each one from the beginning. I won't talk, just for you guys to have an idea of the things I've been saying. Sorry about that. I would have expected it. So this is about me. Then this is about the introduction, the title, the subtitle, my name, my title. And this is my short intro. Then this is about me, my journey, which I spoke about earlier. My apologies, I didn't know it wasn't moving. Yes, because I made it big. And this is the agenda for today. The new world of work, building your career compass, navigating the admin and questions and answers. Then we've done this, the new reality, work is not a place, it's an outcome. Then how to thrive in a remote role hybrid world. You can still see it, right?
Yes, yes. You can still see.
Okay. Then how to thrive, this is the continuation. Then I think we are here, right? The 4 pillars.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So the third pillar is a proof of work, like I was saying. So for developers, you can have it on GitHub. From other people, you can have it on Behance, in your personal project, case studies. All these are better than just a CV. Yeah, you have your CV all there, but when you have this, you are showing people that these are the things I have done, and they will be able to say, okay, fine, he knows his work or he knows his stuff. Then the fourth one is a growth mindset. You have to embrace learning. You have to view challenges as opportunities to grow. So you need to keep learning. Your personal development is very key. You need to keep learning. There are a lot of online avenue for this. LinkedIn Learning is there. Coursera is there. Udemy is there. Udacity is there. You need to keep learning and getting better. Then cultivating the T-shaped skill. Like we said before, you have to develop a deep vertical, that is your core. So examples are cloud architecture, or backend developer, or front-end developer, or stack developer, or a data analyst, data science, or UX, UI design, cybersecurity, product management. But when you have that deep vertical, then you can now have your broad horizontal. How do you achieve this? With certification, complex project, teaching others. And teaching others is one of the ways you can actually get better. So for those of us that always say, oh, I can't teach, or I don't have time to teach. When you actually teach people, you know that thing more. So imagine if I was teaching the same topic for 2 straight weeks. By the fourth, fifth day, I might not even need to look at my presentation to teach again, because It's more like I'm memorizing it when I'm teaching them, and I will know virtually everything I am teaching. Then the broad horizontal context and collaboration, examples are basic DevOps, project management, business acumen, soft skills. Once you develop all this, you'll be better able to manage other things that come along for your core skills. So cross-functional project, podcast, reading outside your niche. So companies don't really hire for keywords, they hire problem solvers, and that's why your deep vertical is important. When you're a problem solver, that's what company hire for. In T-shape means you can dive deep to solve a core problem, but also understand enough about the related fields to collaborate effectively and see the bigger picture. So imagine you're a back-end or front-end developer and you know a bit of project management also. That way, even if you have a project manager or a Scrum Master attached to your development that you're working on, you can still understand the point the project manager or Scrum Master is coming from and be able to work with them more efficiently and effectively. Sorry about that. Still, let me take water. Okay. So, networking with purpose, like we talked about, what is your network, or your network is your network. We need to, when working remotely, we need to network with purpose. It's not like you're kissing anybody's ass, but when you are networking, you build genuine relationship and share value. Where can we start? You can start online, LinkedIn, Tech Twitter, Discord community, your Slack channel when you're working remotely, your network, you say hello, hi, introduce yourself, this is what I'm doing for this company, what are you doing, as everything. Then you can network also in offline or online, but virtual meetups like this one. There are a lot of people on this call, you can network with them, send them a private message and stuff like that. At conferences, there are a lot of tech conferences that happen every year. You can go there and meet people. You never know who you will network with when you go there. Then the best question to ask when you meet someone is, what challenges are you excited about solving right now? Is better than what do you do? Who are you? Where do you work? You need to talk about what problem you're trying to solve or what excites the person in the world of tech. The modern networking is about adding value to conversation. A strong network is your source of opportunities, advice, and support long before you need job. And this is actually true. Your network sometimes matter. I met a lot of wonderful people over the 2 weeks I taught, and for me, way much more than the money I would have gotten paid if I was actually getting paid, because it was a voluntary work to speak before. The network of people I've met, it's just too wonderful to put a value, monetary value on. So your network is your network, and you need to network with purpose. So common challenges of remote working and how to overcome them, like and try. Imposter syndrome, we all get this all the time. It's one of the things that pull people down or keep people down. So everyone knows more than you. We always assume that, and we need to remove that imposter syndrome. Antidote to this is focus on growth, not perfection. Remember, you were hired for a reason. Number 2 is rapid obsolescence. Tech change fast. Yes, even with AI now, tech is changing so fast. A lot of new product, new tech, new things are happening every week, and it's a chase to keep up, but just need to keep up so that you are not left obsolete. An antidote to this is to dedicate time to learning as an habit, 1 to 2 hours per week. If you can do more than that, fine. But because of work, you might not be able to do more than that. But fine, if you do more than that, makes sense. Learn concepts, not just tools. Then global competitions. I'm competing with the whole world. Your antidote to this is your unique perspective is your advantage on your communication and problem-solving skills. So like we said, communication is very important. You need to hone it, and your problem-solving skills. So it's not just about being able to write a code or being able to design a UX, but being able to solve a problem. What is the flow for a UX supposed to look like? What is the old flow? What should the new flow be like? So your solving skill must be top notch. Imposter syndrome means you are growing. Change is constant. Lean into it. Your local context and unique voice are assets, not liability. So I think we're coming to the end, putting it all together. Action plan for this week. Audit your online presence. Look at your LinkedIn profile. Look at what is missing. You could use AI to audit it. You put the proper prompt in and tell it, this is my profile, but I feel it's lacking a bit on some things. How can I make it better and stuff like that? Tell the AI what you do. It will probably write you a very nice profile introduction that you can put up. So does your LinkedIn profile reflect who you are and what you value? So look at it and say, okay, fine. The last time I edited anything here was like a year ago or 2 years ago. A lot of us find it hard to update our LinkedIn profile. We just leave it for months, years, and we've grown over those months and years. Let's take time out to always update our LinkedIn profile. Then identify one T-shaped skills to develop next. So always look for skills you can develop. Just pick one this month, have one virtual coffee with someone whose career you admire, then build, create small things and put on GitHub and Behance. So you need to always keep updating your skills and letting people know, I just finished doing this, I just finished designing this, I just finished building this app. That way they know you're always up to date and always building. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. Don't try to boil the whole ocean. And this simply means you can't do everything. You can't achieve everything. Don't boil the whole ocean. You can't boil the whole ocean. Just boil your own kettle and make sure it's well boiled. Pick one small thing from this stuff and commit to doing it this week. Consistency trumps intensity every time. So consistency is more like practice make perfect. Keep doing it, keep doing it. Keep getting better. So what is our key takeaway from this as we come to the end? Thrive anywhere by mastering communication, discipline, and visibility. If we can learn to master these traits in communication, discipline, and visibility, we would be able to thrive anywhere where we are working remotely. Succeed everywhere by investing in T-shaped skill and a genuine network. Audit yourself. Do a SWOT analysis of yourself, of your skill, and see if you have T-shaped skill, your core skill, and the other broad skills that you used when you're working with your core skill. If you are not there, then you need to start investing in T-shaped skills so that it balances out and you are better. Say, oh, I only design. I don't know how to do anything else. If you are not given a role to manage a project while still doing your design, how do you would let the opportunities, or sometimes when we don't develop these opportunities will pass us by, and that's what discipline means, and that we won't succeed everywhere. Then 3, you are the CEO of your career, like I said. People start business and they're CEO. Your business is your career. You are the CEO, be proactive, be resilient, and always learn. Your personal development is important. It's not even about gathering certifications so that you can get promoted or get new jobs. When you learn, you broaden your knowledge. I like broadening my knowledge. I read fast, I read wide, I read things related to my job, I read things that are not related to my job. So sometimes when people ask me certain things and I answer them, they are wondering, okay, how did you know that? Or sometimes my kids be asking things and I'll tell them, like, how do you know that? I'm like, I read wide. When you read wide, when you keep learning, your knowledge base will be very broad. If you remember nothing else, remember these 3 things. The power to shape a fantastic tech career is in your hand, no matter where you are physically located. So thank you all for your time. We'll come to the question and answer session. That's my LinkedIn profile once again. Connect with me. And that's my Twitter. I hope I got that Twitter right. I think it's right. If it's, yeah, it should be right. It's the last 2 A's. It's either 1 A or 2 A's. I'm not so sure. So if you have questions, let me hear them. Thank you very much, Miles. I hope I kept your time.
You kept up to time. Yeah. Thank you so much for the brilliant presentation, sir.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yeah, I completely agree with you that yes, discipline is very, very important in thriving in a very, very competitive environment. So yes, let's all connect with Mr. Sodia. I've dropped his LinkedIn profile on the chat box below. So could connect with him and then can get at least maybe knowledge or so from him thereabouts. So thank you so much again, once again, Mr.
You're welcome.
Sodia.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
All right. Any questions? Or I can
Yeah,
run away.
questions will be coming in at the end of. We still have another speaker to.
Okay, the question will come. Okay, fine, no problem. I'm still online there. No problem. Thank you.
All
All
right,
right.
sir. So moving forward, I would like us to take a quick break so I can briefly tell us about who we are, like who we are, the host organization. So this ICT Career Talk is hosted by the Bincom Dev Center, and as I introduced earlier on, my name is Douglas. So I would like to briefly discuss what we do and what to expect from us, that is Bincom Dev Center. So we are a growing platform that is dedicated to developing tech talent across multiple locations. And then we also offer a variety of programs designed to help individuals build and enhance their skills in technology. So please hold on, let me just quickly share a page on my screen. So here we go. We at Bincom Dev Center. Yes. So as I said earlier on, we're a growing platform that's dedicated to, and I don't know, can you see my screen? Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yeah, you can see your screen.
Okay. So as I said earlier on, we're a growing platform that's dedicated to developing tech talents across multiple locations. And then we also offer a variety of programs that are designed to help build individuals in their skills in technology. So first and foremost, we have the Bincom Academy, which employs a Montessori approach to teach essential tech skills, making learning both engaging and effective. Then we also have the Bincom Tech internship and apprenticeship programs. This perfect gaining practical experiences and mastering your skills in the real world settings. Then we also launch this is specifically for those who are considering launching their tech careers globally. So our Bincom Global Tech program focuses on three key areas, which are learning skills, gaining experience, and accessing international opportunities. Then another exciting initiative is our Immigrant Tech Visa, which assists tech professionals and businesses in relocating to countries like the UK, USA, and then Canada. And you should not also forget about our Income mentoring platform, which pairs mentors with mentees to help them grow into globally competitive talents. So I think let me just move on to our next speaker so we don't take much of our time. So though I'll be giving some later introductions to what to do at Become the Center once it's done. So not to just take too much of our time, I would like to just briefly introduce our second speaker, the person of Mr. Zakari Mohammed. So Mr. Zakari Mohammed has for years been transforming ideas into impactful products by addressing real world challenges with a strong foundation in building minimum viable products and a deep understanding of tech startups. He excels in delivering results quickly. Today, Mr. Zakari helps entrepreneurs and startups bring their ideas to life affordably and efficiently by leveraging AI to accelerate development. He delivers MVPs in just 2 weeks. Can you imagine? Empowering founders to test their ideas faster and scale smarter. He will also be discussing the theme of thriving in the ICT industry. So, Mr. Zachary, please could you show us, turn your camera on, begin the presentation, sir.
Can you guys see me?
Oh, yes, you can see you, sir.
Okay. Nice to be part of this event, and thank you for introducing me. And probably gonna introduce myself too as well, like you said. So my name is Zakari Mohammed, and I've been a software developer. Probably my own perspective of the career could be a little bit biased because I'm a software guy, so I could deviate a little bit towards the software part. The audience that are not really software here could probably listen to me or probably say I'm judging, but anyways, I'll be going through the software part a bit. So I've been working since 2012. My first company that I work for is surprisingly Bincom. And afterward, I went out for freelancing. And during the freelancing, I tried to raise some startup, like 2 or 3 startup in the line. And I've worked for a lot of companies too. I've worked for MTN. I was able to architect some platforms, like 10 of platforms on MTN. So I worked for many companies that does USSD. So I'm a USSD expert as well. Like the GTVs, I don't know if you know the GTV 737 USSD market. So we just did a remodeling of that platform right now, and I was the one that built it. Then we did a UBA. I was the one that led the trader money in Nigeria, the financial inclusion of Nigeria, federal government of Nigeria to actually disburse some funds to the traders. Can you guys hear me though?
Yes, 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 I can.
Sorry?
Yes, yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me not just digress. Let me share my screen so I can go through the screen as I speak. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, sure, sure, I can see your screen.
Okay. So I was trying to talk about myself anyway, but I could say more. But let me jump to the team for today. The team is career today, how to thrive anywhere and succeed anywhere. So you know, in the past when I started my career, like when I started working, like I see people having success and probably everything you heard about Silicon Valley, they're giving them millions in investment. People are raising startups. People are trying to build the next billion ideas. All of this stuff is happening in Silicon Valley. Then I was like, are we gonna survive? Like everything you heard is just Silicon Valley, Silicon. How about the people outside Silicon Valley? How about the people outside the United States? Like, how about people in the African region? Like, I was just meant to understand like everything is gonna happen in Silicon Valley. But later on, as I progress, as I move along, I was meant to understand like you don't need to survive, you don't need to strive you don't need to be successful in Silicon Valley. You could be successful even on this event. Anywhere you are, you can actually strive. So I have a little, yeah, you can actually strive anywhere you are. And this is a little bit about me, which he spoke about me more, and I spoke some few stuff about me too. And here I'm gonna say, this is me. I'm an entrepreneur. If you check out the upper side, that's like my contact. I have a blog site where I share some other insight on programming. Then that's my LinkedIn there, and my Twitter account there. I'm not really on other platform though. I'm not too active, but if you check me out on these three platform, I'm kind of active in that platform. So like I say, I'm an entrepreneur. I have raised some startup, like two startup, no, three startup, and I secure some grants and investment in some of my startup as well. Then I'm an architect. Like I build stuff for people. Like I've been architecting for MTN, for other vast platform as well. And the core part of it is I'm a software engineer. Like that's my origin anyway. So if you look at the story down here, I don't know, I can read some of the story. I'm a full stack engineer, architect, and with the 10 years, more 10 years, building critical fintech and telecom and AI systems having about 90 million. These are our story, and you can just brush through it to see more about, to read more of what I wrote. So I wouldn't want to go reading everything. And some of the ventures that I've got, if you can see down to this page, I've got an invoicing and accounting system that's running in Nigeria. It's about 7 years now. It's called Acute Invoice. And I've got another one, fraud money. What the fraud money does was we're trying to monitor the fraud that's happening on most of the financial transactions, like in Nigeria. And we build a platform to be able to act as a gateway to most of the financial transaction. If you're in the banking industry or you're in the vast platform industry, there's a lot of fraud in the USSD, like people sending money through the USSD, doing some transfer on airtime and all of that. So what the solution is doing is kind of trying to bridge between the originator and when it's given value. So what I mean is, sorry that I'm trying to explain this. This is not part of it, but this is just a fraud monitoring that we just introduced to actually combat fraud in USSD and banking industry. Then the Screw is a platform that's we're actually doing some magic in it, like we're identifying ideas for the non-techie founders. And we're trying to partner with them and eventually build an MVP for them. Like we're building MVP within 2 weeks, just like you said, and that's what we do out there. And we have we have a IoTech integrated. It's kind of my first venture, but we're not really kind of pushing harder right now. So it's like a software development company. Then we have another one, Appointline. It's appointment and booking management system that's we push out there. Uh, yeah, so I say this when I first started, yeah, I've explained this already. So I used to think the whole success is happening in the Silicon Valley, but now I've made to understand that you don't need to be in Silicon Valley. You don't even need to be in the US. Like you don't even need to be out of your country. Come on, wherever you are, you can make it if you approach it the right way. And I'm just guarantee you guys, if you follow similar event like this, you will still gonna make it because whatever the speakers have said, like I was so impressed with what the last speaker said. And if you had a lot of this information from like-minded or people that speak same points, you're gonna make it even while you're in the event here. So going forward, I'll just start by what is the state of tech career today? Like, I'm just thinking about what that's like if we look backward from 10 years backward to today, a lot of stuff have changed over time. And it keeps changing. Like if we're gonna project 10 years coming, whatever we're doing right now might not be what we're gonna be doing in the next future. So I just want to ascertain the current state of the tech career at this point. And if we go to the next slide, what we're gonna see here, we got some high competition. Like there's a lot of competitions in the tech areas today compared to in the past, like 10 years ago. And the reason for the high competition could be probably because you see the low entry barrier here. Like if you go down to the fourth one, you see there's a low entry barrier. And the reason for the low entry barrier is what really project the high competition, because there's a lot of tools for people to actually get involved in tech at this point. Like if you're a programmer, let's say you're a programmer or you do anything related to tech, there's a lot of AI tools. Like you can just go mock up, just ask the AI. AI is gonna produce everything you wanted. So you don't really need to, like, you need to get everything that you ever wanted in there. So that result to high competition, because there's a lot of people in the tech industry right now because of the AI, and competition is just high because they build a lot of solutions which is easy for them. And before you know, the whole space is kind of crowded with people. That's why we got a high competition. And the skills, different skills keep coming out. Today you see different people doing different skills. Tomorrow another skills is just, so we just have a lot of skills moving back and forth. And that's another element of today's state of the career in tech. Then we have the industry fast changing. So the thing you just have to know is most of the stuff are kind of linked together, like one linked to another, another linked to the next, and all of that. So because of the low barrier, the skills and the competition, it leads to industry change. Like things keep evolving, technologies keep evolving. Like what we have in the last 10 years is not what we really do right now. Like in the last 10 years, if anyone is a programmer here, probably at some point when I was starting, I was using the editor called Dreamweaver. So what the Dreamweaver does was just we generate, we kind of generate a website kind of, like you can drag drop some component at the end. It's kind of show you the website. But I mean, it's not the technology or the idea is not really right off, because we've got some kind of what's it called again? At this point, we've got no code tools, but they're not really like the waiver. Like they're kind of modernized. Like you talk to the you communicate with the tool. But what I'm trying to say is not really the same from the Dreamweaver era. Like way back, like things, a lot of things have changed. And this what leads to fast industry fast changing. I'm just trying to explain the industry fast changing anyway. And the state of the in the state of career today, we see there's a lot of remote work again. So after the COVID region, we have a paradigm change, like a paradigm shift. Before the COVID, everything like things is the way it was at that point. After the COVID, we have like a 70 to 90% change in paradigm. Like a lot of stuff has changed during the point. So now we have a lot of remote work compared to 5 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, having known all of this stuff, now how would you? Because there's a lot of competition, things have changed a lot, and if you take it back of mind, things keep changing. A lot of things that have evolved in the past keep evolving until God knows when. Like at this point, AI is trying to take over everything that we're doing, and I'm sure in the next 10 years again, a lot of people, manpower will actually be off the work industry. And eventually we're going to have a lot of people not working. Like AI is going to take over so many places, so many stuff. Like I know this, they're currently building some AIs that are humans, and they work in factory. They do many stuff that people are currently doing. And that shows us that if we're not careful in the future, a lot of people will not just like we just be living like we don't contribute to the world again at that point. So I haven't done all of that. So what do we do? How do we actually make ourselves adaptable, or make ourselves thrive in anywhere that we are? Next slide. What we gonna do? The first thing you're gonna do is you're just gonna learn a skill. Like if you don't have a skill at this time, there's a lot of companies that don't really look after our certificate. Like you graduate with computer science first class, you have a master's, they don't really matter much to people at this point. Like in this society that we are right now, like in this current career stage, the certificate don't really matter much. Like if you're in the government sector, maybe they can ask you. But if you're really in the industry, like if you're in the not the government, like the private sectors and the commercial side, all of that, what really matters is skill. So if you don't have a skill now, what I would just advise you learn the skill. It could be coding. I'm a technical guy, so it could be coding, it could be data, it could be design, communication. Just try to learn something that you probably should be good at, right? That's the first thing you should have to do. Like you learn something that you should be good at. And the next thing is you be the personal project. So what I mean by personal project is you don't really need to have a work before you could start making impact. There's a lot of competition out there. This just like I'll be reiterating backward to whatever I've said in the first slide. So there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of skills out there. There's a lot of it's low barrier to entering the tech space. And if you don't you're building projects, all you're doing is try to to make people know you. Like it's trying to survive. So this is what I mean. You've learned a skill. One, yeah. You build a personal project. Your personal project doesn't need to scale, doesn't need to give you money. But all you're trying to do is to show people that you know what you're doing. Like you're building personal project, just host it out there, trying to push it to people to actually see. It's not giving you money. It could give you money, but your intention, not really the money aspect, but your intention was to make people know that you are skilled at this stuff. Like you're good at this stuff. That's why you build a personal project. You be several projects and you can post it out there, trying to make people use it or trying to make people go to it and see how it works or use it if it is a tool that people can use. If it's a communication side that people can interact with, whatever it is that people can really have impact on, just do it. Like you don't need to care about if it's giving you money or not, but just do it, right? You are doing it in the long run. It's gonna really assist you. It's gonna really help you out if people are looking out for people that does stuff like this, and you could use that as a reference. Like if you gotta work and people, the employers kind of ask you of what you do and all of that. You don't really need to have worked for other people to be able to have a reference. No, you can build a personal project. That's a reference because people are already using it. It's already making sense out there. That's a reference. Like you can put that as a reference as a project you've built and it's already making waves out there. Another one you could do is to build a personal brand. So what I mean here about personal brand, you don't need to be big, like you don't need to have a blog site, you don't need to have all the social media followers and all of that. If you have that, it's a good thing. But if you're starting, you don't really need to have, no, I wouldn't say you don't need to have that, but you could start in this aspect. So what I mean with personal brand is you could as well try to share your journey on social media. Like for me, sometimes I share my journey on Twitter, and I try to share on the blog, and even on LinkedIn. Sometimes I do some other stuff that relate to what I do. So you just keep posting on those social platforms, or if you have a blog, you can try to push on your blog. But I could advise you do on Twitter or LinkedIn first, because your personal blog, you really need to have a traffic so people know about the blog. But if you go to the site where people already are, like LinkedIn or Twitter, that people are already there, if you post, there's a lot of people that will see it, even though it doesn't really make sense. But you're trying to share your journey, like you're trying to say whatever you're doing, like kind of a journey. you're gonna make it interesting. Like, oh, I'm building the project. I'll be sharing the step by step. It takes me to build this project, and whatever the outcome is, wins or lose, I'll still be sharing it for learning sake on this platform. So you could start with that heading before you start posting something related to that project. And believe me, you see a lot of people following you because they're so interested and want to know what's happening. Like this, you're struggling, not just you. Like there's a lot of people on your show. There's people struggling the way you're struggling. And if you state a statement like you were trying to do something related to this, and whoever is in that same shoe that's trying to do something, or he's struggling with similar stuff, he may want to see your outcome. And before you know, they start following you, they start having interest in whatever you do. And that's how you became known by a lot of people as well. So just start building your brand. Like just build your brand. Like it could be so small, but it doesn't really matter. Just start building a brand. Have a project, personal project. Talk about a personal project. If you don't have much about excellent stuff to say, talk about your personal project and the impact that it's going to have for the society. So take it as a journey or as a series of posts that you're going to be doing. Eventually, when you're doing that, people get to follow you, people get to know you. You get to become a bit popular as you progress. So that's why I mean you need to build a personal brand. The fourth one you need to do. So my perspective right now, it's not really you go post, like if you're looking for work or you are trying to get a job or you're trying to trying to get a job. You know the convention right now, there's a lot of people just go post on the website. Like we've got a lot of job sites that people are posting jobs. And I wouldn't say the job site is not good, but like I said, there's a lot of competitions everywhere. Like both the job seekers and the people building products, building business, the competition is just massive in the industry. If you take, for example, there's a lot of ads posts for job on LinkedIn. There's a lot of post jobs on Indeed, I guess. There's a lot of job posts in so many job board sites, but if you go to the site, you see so many people apply, like some millions of people are applying, and the tendency of you getting the chance of being invited for interview is so small. So my idea here, or the plan I'm trying to carve out here for people or the audience here to see is you start learning learning the skills, like you're good at a skill. You might not be so good, but you are practicing, meaning by building personal projects. So you're trying to put the skills in practice. And if you build a lot of projects, eventually get good at it, and you become an expert in it. Now, how the skill you build a personal project to showcase. You're trying to get people, like you'll be building brand to get people to know you. The third thing or the fourth thing now, what I'm saying is you identify problem in businesses, existing businesses. It could be the process, it could be in the operations, it could be in the marketing, it could be that you're trying to bring a new idea to the business. You're just trying to identify something in an existing business that really require a fix or a solution. In this case, you could either be an entrepreneur, but if you're not entrepreneur, because most entrepreneurs would rather be the product and try to go sell to the people. But if you're not entrepreneur, you're trying to look for a job, what you do is you can propose to the company, trying to tell them that, oh, I've seen a loophole, I've seen something that I was thinking maybe could help the company. And my skills is on this. I'm currently available to be part of the team as the people that's going to fix this problem. You could just easily suggest anything that really could actually drive the skill. Now, these people, they wouldn't just believe you wholeheartedly. They could just try to verify, have you done something like this? What makes you think that you're going to fix this stuff? But because you have some other project that you've built, personal project, and you have some people you have a journey, the story that you've been telling on your social brand, like on your LinkedIn or Twitter or blogs, if they go check you out, they're easily gonna believe you because they have seen that, oh, over time you've been doing stuff like this. And if you're telling them something like this, definitely you will be able to fix this stuff. And it's gonna be easy for them to just ask me. A lot of people right now don't really care about, I know they care about CV, but they don't really see much about CV. Like if you talk about how people get a job, most times most employers, they prefer to have a reference, like people refer people to them, or they see you in action, like they see you somewhere, you're doing stuff, and they could just connect you. And I've been contacted a lot of times on LinkedIn, on Twitter and LinkedIn sometimes to be part of some project. Because I post on LinkedIn sometimes, I post on Twitter as well sometimes to talk about how I can help people to actually bring their idea into life within 2 weeks. And I've had people like, I never reach out to them, like, because they saw what I post, they reach out to me and they were like, can you be this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And that's the power of what I'm trying to say. Like, you just need to make a little impact on yourself, like have a brand, have some kind of journey that people get to know you. It could be anybody, but eventually people that are so interested could eventually see your post or see whatever you're doing, and they could also talk to you. So if you're able to identify a problem in the company and you reach out to them, they're easily gonna hire you. Then you just then when they submit a CV, when they submit an opening to a job site, they're gonna have a lot of people uh apply to the same job. You know, if you got a lot of people apply this, eventually, in the reverse, the aftermath is you got a lot of people. This like you have to be so good before they can even take you. Meaning, there's a competition in that regards too, and you have to be so skillful, like so outstanding before you could get through the whole pool of applicants. But if you go through the route of you identifying the issue from the people and you approach them, don't just send a random message to people. That doesn't really work. Like you really need to identify something that's so important to them, and you provide us not really provide a solution, but you propose that you are gonna fix it, but you are also gonna be the part of the team, meaning you need an employment to be able to fix it. And I mean the other speaker say he discussed about the job. So in these days, you don't need to be going physical to a company. So you can even do this while you are in any country and you contact a company from a different country and you just explain to them whatever this, just for them to just go see what you've done and they can just speak to it. Yeah, so we move to the next tier right now. The other one is you need to, so if you're maybe this is a part of the body, as I'm saying. If you're a programmer, you should contribute to other, it doesn't need to be programmer, but you should try to contribute to other people's projects. So all of this you're trying to do is to just make you known as an expert out there to people that you do this. Like if I want to search someone in this event and he claimed to have been doing something, and I check Google, maybe search the person's name. I found the person in so many places talking about the same stuff or doing activities related to the same stuff he's talking about. You know, you don't need to even prove yourself to me. Like I've always seen a lot of stuff about you. Like I could just easily believe that, oh, I think he's good at this. But if I say I'm this and that and this, but how do I even like how the company, how they gonna know you? That's the problem. So if you're contributing to people's project, you know, if the project is a big project that's gone far and you are eventually part of the team or part of people that have contribution in it, you know, your name is part of the whole success of the project. And if you're talking about something, you could even say, oh, I contribute to this project, I do this and all of that. And all of this is you are building yourself for success in the current environment of tech that we found ourselves. Like, we've got high competition and there's a lot of people uh, dragging here and there and all of that, trying to get a job, trying to survive and all stuff. So we just need to build ourselves, model ourselves to be able to succeed in this aspect. So we move to the next slide. Oh, okay. The next slide, you don't need to really forget about like, so, like I said, a lot of things keep evolving, the technology is evolving. Like whatever we've seen in the last 10 years, it's not really what's happening here. And it's not, whatever is happening at this time, it's not really what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. So a lot of things going to change. So if we're not learning, we could be stuck in a particular position without moving. So what we have to do, we keep learning. Like you keep learning and you adapt. You adapt to the current situation. What I mean, current situation is the situation keep moving. So every situation you find yourself, you adapt to it. So the only point you're gonna adapt to the situation is by keep learning. Like you keep learning, but you don't really need to learn everything. You learn things related to the fields that you are interested in. You could learn other aspects to be vast, but you don't really need to go deep into it. So you don't have to be jack of all trade. You just have to be specialized on a particular aspect. But the point is you just keep learning. Like you should keep learning, 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 and that's the only thing that's gonna make you adapt in situation that you actually found yourself. We move to the next. Okay. Yeah. So the other one is thriving, success. They're similar stuff anyway. So whatever you've done in the past this was gonna make you succeed in the future. You understand what I'm saying? So everything that I've explained from the learning scale, from the blender, from the identifying problem, from the everything, it's what's gonna make you succeed in the in the future. And some other stuff that I added here could be if you eventually got a job, like you land a job or you are part of a project or part of something, you're trying to make impact. So the impact I'm saying here is a little bit different from the one I was saying previously. What I mean here is if say you have a job, like you have a job, someone employed you. So you try to make impact, meaning you should put all your efforts in trying to make things work in the organization. You shouldn't just be someone that don't really care about the project that you guys are building in the organization. If you're part of the people and your contribution really outstand, kind of like it's really it's really kind of obvious that people get to know, or even if it's not really big stuff, but you should try to contribute immensely so you are known as part of the people in the project. The point of this is if an organization knows that you are a contributor or your contribution is impactful to them, it's a bit difficult for them to actually in terms of retrenchment or in terms of letting people go, you become an asset to them. Like you become so important to them. Like they wouldn't just want to start because you're trying to make an impact in whatever situation you find yourself in an organization. You build solutions with them, like keep building the solution, like I said, you keep growing as you're learning, you're building, you're growing. You just need to grow, like, sorry. So the advent of learning is growth, right? So we all know that anyway. So we have the remote work, you strive, you don't think local, like you, not really local, sorry. You shouldn't focus your attention within the place you are. Maybe try to see how you can have an impact globally, like try to see how you can have an impact globally by working remotely. So you should strive more on remote work as well. You think beyond the local, yeah. If you're thinking beyond local, you could land yourself a remote job. That's what that means. And you contribute to global project. So all of the global stuff is one of the few. So if you're contributing to a globe, all of this kind of link together actually. So you contributing to global project really means you are so important as well. And you could succeed anywhere you are because if people find out that you're global contributor, what that means is sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. Can you guys follow anyway? Like I've said a lot of stuff, I don't believe.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So you contribute globally. You build local startup for the people that are entrepreneur minded. You build local startup and you try to scale globally. That's gonna help a lot. Uh, so the next success, success, what success means? Success means skills, you have skills, you will consistently building, you trying to be visible, brand out there, and you keep adapting, like you learn and you adapt. That's what success means. So I just gave a little equation here, like success equals to skill plus consistency plus visibility and plus adaptability. So that's what makes success anyway. Yeah. So I've come to the end of my section actually. So if you got questions, you can ask me and thank you. I know it's a little bit short, but I believe this is so much information from people.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Zakari. And yeah, presentation was very, very interesting. Really appreciate that. And a key point from your presentation was, yeah, no matter what you are doing or no matter where you are, just make sure you are learning. Keep on learning. Learning is very, very important. So our fellow attendees on this section can kindly note down their questions because we'll be having the question and answer section very, very soon. So, but before I proceed with doing that, I would just want to just finish up my brief discussion on what we do at Bincom Dev Center, and then after that, I'll be kicking off with the question and answers. So please kindly note down your questions because let's engage our speakers and so we can also gain more enlightenment. So as I was saying earlier on, please hold on, let me share my screen. So as I was saying earlier on, at Bincom Dev Center, we offer, well, I've said a bunch of things earlier before now. So I would like to continue with services we. So as I was saying, we also offer Lightspace. In the Lightspace is just a collaborative workspace that is designed for events and innovation. And then this helps foster creativity and teamwork. So this is, for instance, if you like to have a space to maybe work, maybe your place at your own convenience is not actually good for you. The light space, Bincom offers light space where you can actually access to work or to host events or to just foster creativity. And then here at Bincom, community engagement is very, very important. It's our priority. So as we host various events such as the masterclass, just like this one we are having now, we also host meetups and hackathons. And the sole purpose or reason for this is to connect people and share knowledge. And then lastly, if you seek assistance in landing a tech job, our Bincom Tech Career Coaching provides support throughout the application and interview process. So this is a quick overview of the Bincom Dev Center, and I would like us to join on this exciting journey to elevate our tech careers and be part of the community that shapes the future in technology. So that's that for that. Um, Starting with my questions, I would like to go first. I don't know if I'm allowed, but I will assume I'm allowed. So my first question is, I don't know who to direct this to, but I believe either of our speakers could help answer the question. So I proceed. So the question is, how fast can it be to not end up directing the focus more on earning than learning? That is, what advice would you give to newbies in tech who are trying or finding it difficult to balance earning with learning? I don't know if my question is understood. Maybe either of our speakers should help answer my question, please.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get the clarity of that question right. So,
Let me do it again.
sorry?
I said that let me brush through the question again.
Yeah, okay, go on.
So I said, how fast can it be to not end up directing your focus on earning instead of learning? You know, as starters, our focus should be on learning instead of earning. So I'm saying, how fast can it be want to not end up directing that focus on earning? So,
Well,
like, what advice you give to the newbies?
yeah, I think I got what you're saying. So, uh, there's a lot of confusion in the process. Like you were trying to learn at the same time, you were trying to earn. So if I can understand the question is, how could you guide your learning against any? Like if you're in the process of learning, how could you guide yourself not to erupt into trying to start earning as fast as
Yeah,
possible?
yeah,
Correct?
yes.
Correct?
Yeah, that's just
Okay.
it. Um,
Yeah. So I know it's so difficult sometimes to try to keep learning alone without earning, but you don't need to discard earning entirely because if you don't really have a source of survival, like you are like the way they call it, you're hustling, uh, you could try to match these two together. So as you're learning, you could strive to be earning at the same time. But if you've got so much money that you don't really care much about earning, you could really focus on learning. But in the world today, I believe this is so difficult. You don't really earn nothing. But if you're so young, like you don't really have so much burden, I could just advise you start learning first. But if you're at the age where you got so much responsibility and there's no one to cater for you, so I could advise you trying to go parallel. Like you keep learning at the same time you're trying to improvise a way that you can end on top of the learning. Does that really make sense?
yeah, yes, it does make sense. I understand. Thank you so much for that response. Do would any of us have any questions so far? Please identify if you have questions so I can call you up and then you can speak, please. Though I still have a lot of questions, but I don't want to be self-centered. I want every one of us to speak. So do you have questions for our speakers? Let's put it out so we can engage, so we can get them engaged. All right, so seems I'll have to proceed with my other questions. So, please, anyone? Okay. So, I have another question, and then this question is about current trends. So, I would like to ask, what specific technology trends should new graduates focus on to enhance their employability in the ICT sector? Um,
Is this for me or for over there?
yeah, you could answer the question if you would like to. But I don't know, is Mr. Olusia still on the call?
Yes, I am. Let him go ahead and answer. I can give my own perspective too.
All right, no problem, sir.
All right. You know, I would say some few stuff, but you don't really need to hold on. Like you need to have your own research. But if you're in the tech software programming, if before you could decide what technology to really start with, sometimes you need to decide what you really wanted, like what kind of place you'd see yourself to work in. And if you're in the banking industry, think fintech space, and you will want to work in the banking industry or the financial sectors or any of the financial. So most of the technology used in that aspect are really .NET and the Java. So if that's what you're looking at, you could probably start having a look at the .NET framework and the C Sharp, the Java, and all of that. But if your mind is looking at the evolving AI technologies and all of the stuff in AI, you can as well start looking into Python. Like you start learning Python. Like Python is your go-to at this point. You start learning Python. And if your intention is for the general web apps and all of the stuff, what you need to learn it's I know the most used one within the Jira ecosystem could be the Node.js. So you start learning Node.js for the back end. And if you want to do the full stack stuff, you learn the likes of the Laravel, PHP, the Django, and all of that. So my point is you need to know what exactly you are interested in. If you're interested in the back end, so you do the Node, you can do Python too, you can do Java, you can do Java too. But like I said, the fintech people, the whole embrace.net, the Java, the enterprise. So it's more like the enterprise platform. So any of the enterprise platforms to use the .NET, the Java, all of that. But the fast moving platforms to actually use the Node. Now, if your interest is on the front end side, the most used technology currently, it's really Next.js, which is React acceleration. It's Next.js. You could learn Next.js in that regards. If you're interested in the mobile app, what you should learn is you could learn the Flutter. It's what people use most. And some people use Expo, which is React Native. But I believe Flutter is kind of rampant everywhere. So if you want to decide on what to start learning, you need to see the industry or the aspect that you really want to you have interest in and check out the technologies they're using, then you start learning that. But I'm just telling you this from what I know. But you can do your own research on the specific aspect of the industry that you got interest in, and you're trying to find out what kind of technology is used in that space, and you can learn it.
Right. I believe every one of us at least got one or two from the answer from Mr. Mohammed. So, Mr. Risha, you would like to give any contribution, or I should go with the next question?
Yeah. So to buttress what he said, it's more of doing a SWOT analysis and skill audit of yourself. That will lead to what you want. And so the first thing you need to do is do a SWOT analysis and a skill audit. From there, you'll be able to know what you should focus on. Then you can start learning each of those skills, or the one you feel you have the strength in, or the one you feel you have the weakness in, or the one that has new opportunities and maybe new threats. So that's basically the way to go about ensuring you're on the right path and not focusing on the wrong thing.
I understand that very well. Thank you so much, sir. So, I have another question, but I think this will be very, very interesting. So, this one is, what is one common mistake you see newcomers make in their ICT careers, and how can they avoid it? Like a common mistake you see newbies make, and how can we possibly avoid those kind of mistakes?
Well, for me, I think it will be jumping on everything that is in trend. So today you want to be a front end, tomorrow you want to be a back end, tomorrow you want to be a full stack. UX UI is what is reigning, then it's product management. So it takes us back to the first question you asked. You need to have focus. It's a mistake a lot of people make in the next in 2 years time now. That is what is reigning and stuff like that. There will always be new trends. There will always be new skill. As long as you are good in what you are, and that's why the T shapes skill is very important. Even if you don't have the focus skill, deep skill in your main skill, you can still have a broad access across all other ones. And doesn't mean nothing stops you from learning those other ones, but don't be jumping and changing job role or job position every 2 years or every 1 year.
And so moving forward, does anybody still have a question for our speakers, so I don't just take all the chances for the questions? Please, let's ask questions, please.
I have a question.
Oh, please go ahead.
Okay, so concerning my question. Okay, let me just say the question first. So I heard that you can possibly be in a job right now, but that's not like your field or your like your place of interest, but that's just like a stepping stone to start what you want to do. Let's say for instance I want to develop an app or something, so I'm working in another in a sector, like let's say I'm working as a graphic designer, but I want to okay, let's say I'm working as a software developer and I want to build an app or something. So maybe that software developments that I'm working in right now, I want to use maybe the finance or something from that aspect to help my vision. I'm saying this because like I want to start up something. Like I want to have my own app out there someday, you know. So, but the I can't. I have to do something currently. I have to get something doing, but I have no idea. Like sometimes I feel like I should just stay in what I'm doing currently since it's bringing some money and like it's paying the bills and all that. How fast, how can I fast track the process to, getting to where I want to be? So that's the question.
Thanks for that. I don't know who's going to be answering though.
I think I said this already. Uh, the first question that you asked, you were asking how to guide yourself from between learning and earning. I think it's a similar question though. So what I said in the beginning was I gave two instances. Like if you're a hustler, like what I mean hustler, like oh we all know hustler. So if you're trying to survive at the same time you're trying to learn, it's really I can advise you keep learning and you strive hard to earn. Now in the situation that you are currently, you are already working as an employer in the company, which gives you money, but at the same time you have a thought of building something differently. So what you need to know is you need to know what your goal is. Like you need to ask yourself, what is your mission? Like what is your goal? Like what's maybe the general question people ask, what's my goal in the next 5 years? Like what do I want to be in the next 5 years or the next 10 years? Maybe you should ask yourself the question like, what do I want to go? Like where would I want to be? Who do I want to be? Where would my status be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? What is like you project yourself in the next 10 years? Who do you want to be? If you want to stay keeping working and trying to be a manager or trying to be a top level manager in the current industry or the current employee or whatever you're working on, you can focus on that. If that's your question, if that's your answer in the next 5 years or 10 years. But if you ask yourself in the next 10 years, I want to have a platform that people are using, that people are like generating money for me. If that's your question, if that's your answer in that regard, then you should consider focusing more on the app that you want to build. While you're surviving in the app, in the employment, you are having some spare time building your project or your application that will eventually be what you're looking at in the next 5 years. Start. Does it kind of answer your question though?
Yes, thank you very much.
I would also like to chip in something. Though I may not have broad knowledge on this, but I can just say if you have a goal, or let's say you have a vision, you're unable to like achieve or like to like start working on that vision you have at the moment, then what you just need to do is just like draft out a plan or a schedule. So just something that you might just be looking at and like, okay, what steps am I taking out towards meeting this vision? So once you have that kind of plan somewhere, then you just like something within you will start driving you towards achieving bit by bit of the vision that you have. I don't know if I'm actually on track, but from my own understanding, I will just give that response to the question you asked. So thank you, Judith, for the question, and I hope you at least got a fair response to that. Does anyone have questions or any contributions or a suggestion? Please you can put it up. Hello, anyone? All right, so I see our audience are kind of clear on our theme for today. So, but before we would call it a day, I dropped a link on the chat box, and I would like us to drop feedbacks on drop a feedback on the events that happened on this event that is currently on air. So the link is on the chat box, so we could please access the Google form and then fill it up. And then I also drop the links of the speakers on the chat box so we can also connect with them. They are great people and here they have broad knowledge on their various fields. So yes, it won't be difficult to connect And by connecting, you are expanding your horizon also. So one more thing before we go, I would like to tell us about the hackathon coming up by September. Bincom is Bincom Dev Center is going to be kicking off an hackathon on September 18th, and then it's going to last for about 2 days for those who will be participating in the hackathon for those who will be participating as a participant for the hackathon. So to be lasting for 2 days from the 18th of September to 20th of September. And then what we are expected or what the interested participants are expected to do is to come together, form teams, and develop solutions to real world problems using AI. So those participating or whoever would like to be participating must not necessarily be a coding genius. You can be a designer, you could be a strategist, or you could be just from any knowledge track you are in. So everyone participates. So the main goal or main focus here is to use generative AIs to develop solutions to real world problems. And then one could also participate as a judge or an observer. So let me just drop the link on the chat box in case anyone of us would like to participate. So just please give me a moment. Let me drop the link. So the link is on the chat box for anyone who would like to participate in the hackathon. Could participate as a participant or an observer or as a community judge. So being a community judge, you'll be tasked with the responsibility to look at what participants have developed as a solution to whatever problem they have seen or observed. And then as an observer, you just be there to just watch the process going on. So that's basically all for today. We've come to an end of the Bincom ICT Career Talk section for the month of August. Another section will be coming up by September, and then I look forward to seeing seeing us there also. And then for our speakers who took out their time who took out their precious time to participate and give us nice lectures on how to thrive in the tech space. I really appreciate your time for showing up. Yeah, it's not easy to just pay up 2 hours. My time is money. So thank you so much once again, Mr. Mohammed and Mr. Bishai. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be part of this.
All right. All right. And then to our attendees, thank you so much for showing up. Your presence are recognized. So we've come to the end of the section. With all go on with our daily activities now. So thank you so much once again, and have a great weekend.